Okay, so you're playing Breath of the Wild and you've never been interested in trying out some Amiibo before, but now you're hearing some great things about Nintendo's collectible figurines and how they can help you out in the game. Or you've got some Amiibo already and you're just not sure which ones you can use to help you out. So we're going to break down what each Amiibo does in the newest Zelda and how you can get the most benefit from them. If you're totally new to the world of Amiibo, and seriously, you're lucky because these things can be like crack, they're small figurines that you can use with your Wii U or Nintendo Switch, each with its own unique effects. Think of them as old school cheat codes that give you little bonuses. And some of those bonuses can be pretty huge if you get lucky, because certain Amiibo have a chance of spawning really amazing exclusive items, meaning that you'll get sets of clothing, armor, and weapons that you can't find anywhere else in Hyrule. When they're not spawning rare items, they're still giving you tons of materials for cooking, crafting, or making more money. And on top of that, you can use them every single day. There are currently 26 exclusive items that can be spawned with Amiibo, ranging from the Goddess Sword to a Sea Breeze Boomerang, the Fabled Sword of the Six Sages, and special sets of clothing like the Ocarina of Time set, the Twilight Princess set, and the Wind Waker set. The official list of compatible Amiibo includes Wolf Link, Super Smash Bros. Link, 8-Bit Link, Rider Link, Archer Link, Ocarina of Time Link, Wind Waker Link, Zelda, Sheik, Breath of the Wild Zelda, Ganondorf, Bokoblin, Toon Zelda, and the Huge Guardian. If you don't have any of those, the good news is that any Amiibo you own will give you some kind of in-game bonus, whether or not it's the official list of the Breath of the Wild supported figurines. That includes Animal Crossing Amiibo trading cards, by the way. For all non-Zelda Amiibo, you'll get some materials like food, random loot, or gems. To use your Amiibo, you'll need to enable them through the system menu in-game. Once you do that, it'll appear as an unlocked rune in your Sheikah slate to be used like any of your other powers. Before you start dropping your loot, you should find a flat, safe space clear of any enemies. You don't want anyone harassing you while you're focused on your gear, plus some of the Amiibo drop barrels that tend to start rolling downhill. For our demo, we picked the very simply accessible Temple of Time. All the compatible Amiibo work in basically the same way. They'll drop loose items like barrels and metal crates, or food and materials along with a single chest. However, there are a couple that work slightly differently because they summon unique in-game animals. The Twilight Princess Wolf Link Amiibo will summon Wolf Link into the game to accompany you on your adventures and attack enemies. If you've got every heart and went through the trials as Wolf Link and Twilight Princess, you could power up Wolf Link so he spawns into Breath of the Wild with more hearts. Otherwise, the default Amiibo will spawn with only 3 hearts and fight alongside you until he runs out of hearts and sadly dies. The other summoning Amiibo is the Super Smash Bros. Link, not to be confused with Smash Bros. Toon Link. You'll spawn Epona into the game as a named legendary horse. Once you register Epona with a stable, Super Smash Bros. Link will stop spawning Epona and instead spawn other items like special arrows or more rarely Twilight clothing. But let's get down to the regular Amiibo. 8-Bit Link will send you a bunch of barrels, which will contain rupees or food. He also has a chance of dropping a chest, which may contain pieces of the classic Hero of Hyrule getup, including Cap of the Hero, Trousers of the Hero, or Tunic of the Hero. Next up, Breath of the Wild Rider Link has a chance of dropping a special saddle or high-end weapons, plus a lot of food. The other Breath of the Wild Link is Archer Link, who tends to drop meat and fish, arrows, and might even give you some rare bows. Kicking it back a few generations is Ocarina of Time Link, or Ocarina of Time, however you like to pronounce it. This Amiibo for some reason drops raw meat along with the Bigoran Sword, special arrows, or clothing from the Hero of Time set, including the Cap of Time, Trousers of Time, and Tunic of Time. Are you starting to see a pattern here? Another favorite Link of the past is Wind Waker Link, and this includes either the Smash Bros. Version, also known as Toon Link, or the official Wind Waker Amiibo. Wind Waker Link gives you, what else? A shitload of fish, and has a chance of dropping a chest with wind clothing, Cap of the Wind, Trousers of the Wind, and Tunic of the Wind. Sticking with Wind Waker, the Wind Waker Zelda bestows you with herbs and other cooking-related plants, and a possibility of gems or Wind Waker's famous Hero Shield. If you're looking for a different badass lady Amiibo, both Sheik and the Smash Bros. Zelda will drop the same items. They'll both drop cooking ingredients like mushrooms and some decent swords. However, the chest for Sheik could include Sheik's mask, while the chest for Smash Bros. Zelda could include the legendary Twilight Bow. However, there's also Breath of the Wild Zelda Amiibo available, and she's got good shit too. Apart from the herbs she'll send you, her chest has a shot of awarding you with Breath of the Wild's best shield, the Hylian shield. Next up, we've got some villains. Ganondorf's amiibo will spawn some barrels with arrows or rupees in them, but his chest has a high chance for gemstones or a number of different rare weapons. The rarest of them all being the Sword of the Six Sages, which is a super powerful sword that you can only get with this amiibo. It's slightly less cool, but still useful, is the Bokoblin, which can drop some pretty beefy club-type weapons, as well as some beefy, beef. And lastly, we've got Breath of the Wild Guardian. You've got to be a little careful with this one because it spawns super heavy metal crates that can absolutely kill you if they end up dropping or rolling on you. Break them with a hammer or an axe, or simply use magnesis to lift it up in the air and whip it down. Inside, you'll be rewarded with ancient crafting pieces. Meanwhile, the chest has a chance for ancient weaponry or the beloved Guardian arrows, which can easily one-shot the game's Guardians. So that does it for our huge list of all the amiibo you can use in Breath of the Wild and what they do. Remember, you can use them once a day, literally it rolls over at midnight. So what do you guys think of all the amiibo rewards for Breath of the Wild? Have any of you been tempted to pick up some for the game? Do any of you have all of them like our good buddy Kdin? Let us know in the comments. For future updates and tips on all the newest releases, remember to like this video and subscribe to the know. Happy hunting, everybody.